Greetings viewers, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we've got a tool haul, this one from Mac Tools. This is a collection of stuff I've picked up over the last 2-3 weeks from Mac. Just met with my Mac dealer Randy on Friday and picked up a couple things to add to this big haul, so let's go ahead and get into it and let you see what all I picked up. So just this Friday, picked up this Mac 3/8 locking flex head axis ratchet. It's a 90-tooth mechanism, has a push button lock here to lock your flex in place. Nice to have these locking flex heads. If you've ever had a flex head ratchet and it has gotten sloppy and you try to get it on something, it's always flopping backwards or flopping forwards when you're trying to get on the fastener. You don't have that issue with these locking ones. You just push the button, shift the head, and set the position you want. Something that's a little bit, I don't know, aggravating, I guess, about the Mac one that I've noticed is that it is a constantly locking flex head. On Matco and Snap-on's locking flex head ratchets, you have the option to have it be a regular flex head without the lock, where you can go through your full range of motion, and then you can flip the lock lever back over to lock it in its selected positions. With the Mac one, you basically got to pick a position and lock it in. You don't have the ability, as far as I know, I can't find anything just playing with it, and I didn't ask my Mac dealer if that has the capability, but I don't believe it does. So, you know, this is not my first Mac axis ratchet. I do have the extra long Flex 3/8 soft grip. You've seen it in a couple videos in the past. I think I had to use it on the drain plug or the fill plug on the CVT service for my Crosstrek, and I believe I used it on the oil drain plug on the Crosstrek as well. That was super tight. Great to have that extra long leverage. This is something I picked up Friday as well. It is a 2-piece curved pry bar set. I believe the pry bars are about 75 bucks a piece. I believe the 2-piece set was, I think, $155, $160, somewhere in that range. We've got a PB30 MSR, which has this curved end on it. I think that'll be really great for popping CV axles out. I think it'll be a little bit more advantageous than just the regular curved tip pry bars I already have. And then we have the MB30 MRR, which has this more severe angle on it. Again, I think it'd be great for popping out CV axles. You know, maybe for hooking into control arms to pull down for ball joints, things of that nature. Just something neat, something I don't have, something I think would be useful. So saw it on the truck, wanted it, picked it up with my ratchet the other day. Just real quick, the part number on that ratchet, since I didn't give it to you, is XR1390LFPA. And then it's got TU. I don't know if TU is part of the part number. So Mac has some really long part numbers. It'd be a little bit aggravating to be a Mac dealer, in my opinion. I know if this was a Snap-on, it'd be an FHL, let's see, no. F denotes that it's a 3/8. H would be that it's got a soft rip handle. L would be that it's longer. X is for a locking. And then F80 for the fact that it's a 80-tooth dual 80 ratchet. So Snap-on part numbers, maybe it's just because I was a Snap-on dealer for nearly 5 years that it's easier for me to recall the part numbers, or there's more of a system to it than the Mac. But Mac part numbers seem to be pretty confusing to me. Here's another deal. This was not one I picked up this week. This is from a couple weeks back. It was in the flyer. And I already have this deal in the metric, but the SAE set finally came up on special. This is the Mac Precision Torque wrench set. This is the SAE 1/4 inch to 1 1/4. Really love these wrenches. I almost prefer them to my flank drive wrenches. In all honesty, they really have a good feeling to them. They've got nice big rounded edges. So they really don't dig into your hands when you're pushing down on them. They do have a somewhat of a flank drive plus end in them. They've got a little bit of teeth action here. Not sure if it's supposed to be a anti-slip grip kind of deal. I'm assuming it is. And then the box end is kind of unique on theirs, the way their offset is. The actual ring of the box is offset with the handle straight rather than the handle bending up to the box. Have found instances where that is helpful. I've found instances where that kind of gets in the way. So do like it for some jobs, don't like it for others, but overall really happy with the wrenches. Like I said, I bought the metric. I don't have any SAE professional wrench. I'm building my SAE stuff back up. I had a set of SAE snap-on flank drives, but I traded them in probably about 10 years ago to my dealer for a set of metric flank drives because I wasn't working on anything that was ASC. But now that I'm working more on my tractors and got the bulldozer to work on, I'm trying to build my SAE stuff back up just for that purpose. The deal on the wrenches, I believe, was in flyer number 7. Yep, here on the first page. It was buy the smaller set, you get the extra bigger set for free. I believe, let's see, the price was $359.99 for both sets. Normally $549.99, so saved 190 bucks. So worth picking up. Let's see, this I picked up last week. This is the RBRT broken bolt extractor set. This is something kind of new. Part number, man, Mac part numbers are long. SXE7RBRTFOR. And these are a pretty unique little extractor. They basically look like the RBRT Torx sockets. They've got the little 6 lobes on them, but they are pretty neat. I've seen a demonstration of them, and something else to pick up and try. I've got all kinds of multi-spline extractors and fluted extractors, and basically every extractor that they make, and you know, all extractors aren't right for every broken bolt. So it's always nice to have an arsenal at your disposal when the time comes to deal with broken fasteners. The advantages of the RBRT extractor is the shank is the same diameter all the way through, so when you hammer it in, you get a full bite the whole length of the extractor. It's not like the fluted or tapered extractors where, you know, they're skinny and then it's only a small surface area of the fattest part of it that's gripping. They do have this cool little collar on them, so once you do get the bolt off, if the broken bolt is stuck and you can't get your extractor off, you can put 2 wrenches on here and turn this collar down and it'll pop the broken bolt off of the extractor, which is another neat little thing to put into these tools. So something, you know, just different than the regular old multi-splines or flutes or other kinds of extractors. So picked them up, something to try. Hopefully I don't have to use them because I never want to have to deal with getting out broken bolts, but it always comes up. Actually on the sandbar here, I found 2 bolts. We're probably gonna use these on, test them out. The bed sides and the tailgate, as I showed you on the previous video on the sandbar, they all fold down. And there's hinge-like Jeep doors where you can take the sides and the tailgate completely off. But they do have a small 10mm headed bolt that keeps them in place if you're driving down the road with the bed sides down, so they don't just fall off the hinges. Well, the 2 bed sides, someone has snapped off both of the two 10mm headed bolts. So we need to drill and tap those out and replace those bolts. The one for the tailgate is still intact, but I haven't tried to take it out yet, so it might snap as well, probably rusted. So we're gonna try to get those, use them, and see what we can do with them. This was, I think, about a month ago, actually, I picked up. This is the Mac CSR302 cooling system refiller. This is a vacuum refiller. Basically, it's the universal style. They have some that actually are meant for particular radiator caps where they can click onto the radiator, but I got the universal with the different little cones. Basically what this is, you put it into the radiator filler or the overflow. You hook an air line to it with shop air, and it creates a vacuum on the cooling system. It pulls all the air out of the cooling system, collapses all the radiator hoses, and pulls a void into the cooling system. Then you take your clear hose here, throw it in a bucket of fresh coolant. You cap off the air line and open up this valve, and it will pull coolant into the cooling system, and you won't have to worry about bleeding the cooling system or burping the cooling system. Something I've been wanting for years, and my Mac dealer had one in and it was on sale, so I went ahead and picked it up. The last 2 or 3 legacies I've done time belt water pumps on were a pain to get burp. I've been having issues with them, you know, getting air bubbles in the heater core. And normally what I do is pull the heater hose, one of the heater hoses for the heater core loose at the firewall, and I'll pour coolant down that hose. It'll get to the back side of the thermostat and the water pump, and normally let that open up and cycle and get all the air out through the spill-free funnel. But sometimes that just doesn't work out, and you have to go, you know, for an hour or so revving it up, pulling hoses on and off, putting coolant in the back, trying to get that air pocket out. And this will be a much faster, easier way to work on cooling systems. Just pull that vacuum on it, put the hose into the new bucket, open it up, and fill the cooling system without having to worry about trapped air. Let's see, getting down to the home stretch now. This is something I picked up with that cooling system tester, and this is a Mac compression test set, part number CT155A. Didn't really need a new compression tester, but I wanted a nicer one. Mine is an Actron brand from Advanced Auto Parts. I've had it for a little over a decade. Hasn't really given me any issues, but it's pretty limited in what it's got. It's got 1 hose and 3 adapters, and I just wanted something a little bit newer with some different adapters. This one I specifically wanted for this adapter. It's a straight metal barb that goes down. You can twist by hand. This is great for like Hondas or dual overhead cam engines that the spark plugs are dead on top of. It will not really work on Subarus. Possibly it would work on EJ251, EJ253 single overhead cams, but it might contact the strut tower on the back. Plugs, haven't tried it on one to know, but it does have a nice long hose, and it does have these nice adapters. So it was on sale as well, picked it up, said why not. Again, nothing really wrong with the old set. It's just old and didn't have as many adapters and features. So picked that one up, don't recall the price on it. And last but not least, this one has been over YouTube and Instagram and highly contested. I picked this up last week. This is the new RBRT equipped 121 piece bit set. This is SBDR121 RBRT, and it is a giant bit set with a ratcheting screwdriver. You've got your T handle, you've got several little adapters, and then a butt ton of frickin' bits. You've got your hex and Torx bits, all have RBRT technology with that grip and no slip, and you know, gets out the damaged ones. There's some ball hexes in here as well with RBRT technology. You've got a wing nut adapter, all your Torxes, tamper-proof Torxes. Even got the, God, what are these little things called? The little wing-looking things. I can't remember. You got square drives, Robinson, can't recall the square drives, but they've got RBRT technology in them as well. You've got some triple squares up here. You got tri-wings. You've got your regular Phillips. They actually have RBRT technology on the Phillips. Or is that something different? That might be something different, because here's the Phillips down here. That might be a JIS. Not exactly sure, but we got some Phillips, we've got some flats, posi drives, you know, just a ton of bits. And something I was waiting for a while. My dealer told me about it at Tool Fair, had him order me one, or put my name on one from Tool Fair, and got it. The big deal on this thing is people were griping about the price. I believe this set is like $299, so right at $300 for a bit set which, yeah, that's pretty extravagant, but the fact that it's got the RBRT technology is the real saving grace of this set. Those of you who have not used any of the RBRT stuff for Mac, it is a game changer, and I absolutely love it. I've already saved myself on several jobs in just the last 6 months or so buying Mac stuff since I've had a Mac dealer with the RBRT stuff. It's been well worth it to me, and this bit set should you know, pay for itself as well in removing any damaged fasteners or preventing me from damaging any fasteners with these little bits. So that's basically it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.